Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to figured a Christmas song is a good way to introduce it. In a one-horse open sleigh, jingle bells. Is that one copyrighted? It probably is. Mello. Eva Mello. I guess that's how you say your name. And hi, welcome. We're going to have a party here tonight because we usually do. We have a lot of fun. We talk about makeup and just talk about life in general. And I make trouble wherever it is I go. And if that's like your kind of person, you should hang out because we're cool. I'm going to turn my light down a little bit here because I feel like I'm washed out, particularly on YouTube. So I've got YouTube and IG hooked up here. Most of my people are on IG, but I do get people on YouTube. And once in a while, IG decides to cranky and not put my videos up like they should. So then we have to resort to YouTube to access the videos. But I have some things to talk about. Every time I say that, I feel like I'm Mr. Rogers. We got some things to talk about. Something, I don't know. I don't know how it goes, but anyway. Fun fact. Mr. Rogers was basically the same as my father. My father was very much a Mr. Rogers type person. So that's my heritage. My mom is not like that at all. But my father was. He was a very particular person and a very, very nice, soft-spoken, knowledgeable, intelligent person. Yeah. So we got some things to talk about. Last time I did a video, I showed you my P.Louise. This, Outrage and Grace is here. Hi, Outrage and Grace. I'm hoping that you're more Grace tonight and less Outrage, but whatever. We like some Outrage too. So we're going to play with this palette, and then I had another palette that popped its way into my life, and I said, you know what? I'm going to have to do a survey. And so I did. And like 30 of y'all said that I should use both of them. So do a look with each instead of just two with this, which is my original intention was to do two with this one. And then when the other one came, because I thought it was going to come later, then do two with that next week. But since I already got it, we may as well use it because people are getting it in Ipsy. So we'll do that. I also got these from P.Louise. So these are the bases. These two here, the pink and the purple. Those are the bases, and these are paints. I don't know exactly how they work differently. I did swatch them. These seem to dry down a little bit more matte and powdery, kind of a powdery look. And then these ones look more opaque and bright. So we'll see how they actually work. I'll probably play with them a little bit on my arm and my hand. It is starting to rain outside, which is not making me happy because the temperature is also supposed to drop tonight. And my husband's at work, and he will be coming back around 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. And he didn't grow up driving on icy roads. He's from the Caribbean. So, yeah, it's been kind of a learning curve for him. So I'm like, drive slow when you come home because it's supposed to rain and then the temperature is supposed to drop to like 20. So we know what that means. Ice, ice, baby. Bernadette, 7:30. Welcome to our party. So I'm explaining what you guys are going to see. We'll do the P.Louise. And I think I'm going to try to combine these products with both looks. Just a warning, it could get a little crazy around here because when I have colorful stuff, I like to use colorful stuff, but I'll try to restrain myself a bit. I like to just play with stuff and see what it can do. I'm not necessarily doing looks to go out with. I mean, because clearly I'm going to have two separate looks on my eyes, but just kind of playing around with the product and seeing how it works and showing you guys kind of how I use it. Mama Jones is here. Hi, Mama Jones. How are you? Let's talk about the palettes I have been using. So I use this one. I've been showing you guys the palettes. I wasn't showing you guys before, but if you're new to my little corner of the world, I use a palette for 3 days so that I can get to know it really well. And then I put it back in rotation. And then as I'm using palettes, I try to use an older palette that I've had for a while or that has come out a while ago, and then a newer palette that maybe I've gotten more recently or that's got a little bit more hype behind it, and then one that I have used already. So this is from Maven Cosmetic. Maven Cosmetic. It's Cosmic Drip is the name of the palette. It's a little cute little 4-pan of shimmers. This blue is really beautiful. It's actually more of a duo, like it got a shift between like a periwinkle to a true blue. And it's really beautiful on the eyes. So that will be posted on my IG pretty soon. I always post my 3 looks, so you guys will see those. But I did show that a little bit in my last live, which was on Sunday. Oh man, I got a fuzzy nose. I took a nap today. I have been having headaches, and I don't know what's causing them. But there's 3 different things that are contributing to it. It's happening when I'm studying a lot. I'm in my finals exam. And years ago, I was taking care of a lady that was quadriplegic, and I messed up my shoulder and pinched a nerve, and that has never really repaired itself. And so when I am reading and my head's like this position, I get a lot of pain in my neck, and will create a migraine and make me like nauseous and stuff like that. So, and then I also, my eyeglasses the prescription is so bad that when I'm reading a book, I have to take them off to see the book. And then when I'm typing, I have to put them back on. And that makes me dizzy just going back and forth so much. So, and then also I have teeth problems. So I'm supposed to go to the dentist tomorrow and get teeth problems resolved. But hubby is also going back. He went in on Tuesday. That would be yesterday. And he's going back tomorrow because there's some emergency extractions that he needs because he hasn't seen the dentist in a long time. So, and dentists in Haiti are the reason I have tooth problems. Dentists in Haiti are the reasons I have tooth problems. Well, not exactly. They were trying to help, but they're pretty bad. Anyway, so this is the palette that I'm working on right now. And I actually timed it wrong because I was like, oh, my niece's wedding's coming up and she's having blue for her wedding and I'll wear this. And then I realized, oh, actually her wedding's on Friday, not on Thursday. So I'm going to be finishing this up tomorrow, but there is a rehearsal tomorrow. It's not a real fancy rehearsal dinner or anything, but I think I'll do the glitter for that one. This is such a beautiful glitter. Look at that. It's so pretty. Anyway, I'll see how it is. I like using glitters, but they're I don't have a lot of lid space, so they can be a little tricky to make them. I mean, I enjoy them anyhow, but sometimes I want to do something more creative. I see all these great creative looks, and because of my lid space, I have to be a little inventive. So, Makeup Diary 14, welcome. So, yes, I'm finishing up this one, and I will be posting those looks. So, stay tuned for that. They're pretty nice. So, hi, my name is Priscilla, and I like to talk about things like makeup and Ipsy, which is kind of makeup and skincare. And actually skincare. I don't usually do skincare, but when people send it to me, I will accept it. So I'm on 2 sites that send me stuff for review. I'm on Influencer, but the problem is Influencer has this campaign that I had me do a couple months ago. Hi, how are you, Makeup Diary? Good to see you. So they had me do a campaign a couple months ago, and I reviewed the correct product, but it says I still need to review that product. And I've asked them a couple times to fix it, but I think that's the reason I'm not getting any more campaigns because it's been a while. And before that, I was getting them fairly consistently. And it would be, sometimes it's snacks and sometimes it's, did I get vitamins from them one time? I feel like maybe, I don't know. Dog treats. And that's the one that they're waiting for the review. And it's been like a couple months since I've done the review. Skincare. I've gotten some makeup for them. Yeah, I had the Juvia's. I think the last thing that I got was a Juvia's Place. Oh, no, that was actually BzzAgent. So this is from BzzAgent. So if you guys have not heard of BzzAgent, you just sign up for them. It's not an app like Influencer, and it's a lot more simple. You don't get as much stuff necessarily, but it's pretty good stuff. And so I've gotten some pretty good, yeah, like I said, I've got the Juvia's Place brow pen. I've gotten some, oh, I don't even remember what I've gotten, but I've gotten some pretty decent stuff. So this is what came this time. They're sending me a lot of anti-aging stuff because they see that I'm 46 years old, and maybe they see that I have, you know, pretty decent skin, and so I can make them look good. Look at that big chunk of glitter that found its way to my chin. I'm going to be dealing with these all day because of it. But I'm going to try to put some of the stuff on my face so you can see, since I just washed my face and I only put 4 drops of oil on it just to make sure. It does not cost to sign up. Just go to BzzAgent. Yeah, BzzAgent.com. I think is all you do, and then you just sign up. They'll send you an email. That's going to show backwards. Sorry, but if you can invert that in your mind, go on there, put your email in. They'll send you quizzes similar to Influencer, and then yeah, they'll start sending you stuff. And they're pretty consistent. Maybe once a month you'll get something. So I think last month I got the Juvia's Place pen, and yeah, it's pretty good. So this I just got. This is $120 if you buy this. No. So Lancome Regenerate, or I could say Regi. Oh, right. Rénergie. I don't know. I'm trying to speak French, and I suck at that. So whatever. This is the Hcf Triple Serum. So what it has, it's hyaluronic acid, C plus niacinamide, and ferulic acid. I have never heard of that. Do you know what ferulic acid is? Anybody know? High performance anti-aging concentrate. So it's skin quality, wrinkles, and dark spots. So here's how it works. I did a little investigation. I got it to pump out once, but one of them didn't pump out. But let's see if you can see this. I'm trying to show it on IG, which is why I'm going to the left. If you're on YouTube, you can see there's 3 little dots in the little pump there. And there's a different serum that's supposed to come out of each of those little dots. And then you mix it together. So let's see if I can get it, if I can pump it again and make it come out of all of them. Yeah, it's still not coming out of this one. It's coming out of 2, but it's not coming out of this one. So I don't know what that's a little annoying. But you can see there's 2 different textures. There's like a clear texture here, and then there's that white texture there. And then there's supposed to be a 3rd one, but apparently that one's not yet pumped up to the surface, which is annoying, but such is life. So I'm supposed to use this for 2 weeks. Let me see if what the directions say. So hyaluronic acid is a creamy formula, and then vitamin C and niacinamide is the emulsion formula, whatever. And then ferulic acid is a light clear gel formula. So that might be the other one that came out. After 2 weeks, skin quality feels resurfaced and replumped on the face and smoother on the neck. New radiance is revealed, and the overall appearance of healthy looking skin continues to improve, etc., etc., etc. I don't believe in skincare. I don't believe in the claims of skincare. I'm gonna put this on my skin. I just washed everything, so other than the oil that I put on my skin, I should be okay. And of course, it says to go in an upward motion, which is just a silly thing because skin is going to age no matter what, and any pulling any direction is going to affect the elasticity of your skin, and then it's just a matter of gravity for it to go down instead of up. So this idea that if you apply it in an upward motion, it somehow will make your skin tighter is ridiculous, or lift your skin. That's just ridiculous. That doesn't make any scientific or physics sense in physics world. Anyway, so this does have a pretty pretty strong scent, but it's not a bad scent. It smells like it's a scent that's trying to cover up a chemical scent, which is I'm not surprised of because I think hyaluronic acid might be kind of have a strong scent. Somebody said hi. Rita Serra is here. Naya something Rodriguez is here. I'm trying to read that without my glasses, and it's hard for me. So, but welcome to our party. So this is something that I got from BzzAgent, BzzAgent. Sign up for them if you're not already with them, and get free stuff to try out. I'll try this out for 2 weeks and write a review. And let me see if I'm supposed to use it twice a day or once a day. I should probably see. Oh, after 2 months, multidimensional dark spots improvement, visible reduction in the number, size, and intensity of dark spots, etc. I have a couple of dark spots, not a lot. Morning and evening, dispense 2 pumps in the palm of your hand and mix. Probably won't do 2 in the morning, but I might at night. We'll see. Yeah. Says press several times until 3 formulas appear. Well, I'm going to end up using all the stuff for that. I might do another pump afterwards, but we'll see. I'm going to open up these other 2 and show you what I got from there because I'll be adding more stuff to my skin, and I don't want it too greasy for our 2 looks. But as we age, our skin just kind of drinks everything in. So, okay, let me show you what I'm doing. This is Glam Bag Plus. So this is the only subscription I am subscribed to other than Walmart Beauty Box, which is my favorite. Because it's really, really affordable and it's just practical stuff. And they give you cute candles. I have one back there, but it's not lit. I lit other ones. So this is Miami Nights by Shaina B. Miami. I have seen this in some of the subscription boxes, but I don't know this brand really much, but I just thought this was such a pretty color story with the grays and the reds. Such a nice take on the holidays, but it has, instead of holidays, it has pink flamingos in it. Okay, but yeah, I thought that was a cute color story, so I'm excited to use that and potentially use this guy with it since it's red, but we'll see how red that is. I don't know. We'll see. This is the Time to Shine card. I don't look at these. I don't really care. That gives you your, it gives you your horoscope. What's my horoscope? I don't do horoscopes, but I'm going to read it in here. Wear something you think is wild and become the trendsetter you are. Oh, whatever. I always wear something I think is wild. So that's nothing for me. Become the trendsetter. I already am the trendsetter. Sometimes wild is just like sweatpants, which is what I've been living in lately because it's finals. If I'm not saying hi to you and you're just joining me, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to come back and say hi to everybody, but I can't see anything with my... Why do I have my glasses off? Never mind. Let me put my glasses on. Yeah, so I'll hopefully... Well, it's because I can't read these if I have my glasses on. I need to go to the eye doctor. Somebody remind me to go to the eye doctor. Send me a DM and say, hey, woman, get to the eye doctor. We just got insurance now, so it's like we got to get all these things taken care of. My husband's teeth have been just horrible, and then he needs to get to the eye doctor too. I keep telling him I want him to have glasses because I think glasses on a man are just so sexy, and especially he will look so good with glasses. He's got this beautiful smile and this gorgeous dark skin and this beard that's been getting way more full, and these big muscles and glasses. Oof. Just put the little bit of nerd in that. That's just sexy. I'm sorry. Does anybody else find nerds sexy? And I don't mean like nerds like, Steve Urkel nerds, but I mean like, a really fine looking man with glasses. There's just nothing better. Okay. Peptide 4 Eye Recovery Cream from LMS. Reviving eye cream for tired, overworked eyes. That would be me. Revives, brightens, hydrates. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. I use these. Maybe I shouldn't because I've got a couple eye creams sitting there waiting for me to do something with them, but I'm going to open it up anyhow because I can. So that's the next thing I got. Clarity Daily Dose of Water, Hyaluronic Acid Hydrating Serum. Here's an instantly boost hydration. So this is another hyaluronic acid. I'll just put a couple drops of that on just to see how it is. And we won't call this my first day of the 2 weeks that I'm supposed to use a Lancome. And then So I'm going to put that on in just a second. And then I got this Complex Culture. I like Complex Culture. I wish that this brand was more accessible. Are they like an Ipsy exclusive or what? They have some really good brushes. I feel like I've gotten a face palette from them, I think. And I know I have an eye palette from them that's neutral but very pretty. And I've gotten a couple things from them. I feel like I maybe have more, but I've really been impressed with them. Look at these colors. Are those not beautiful for the winter months? And they are so, I mean, they've done so much better. Ipsy has done so much better at coordinating. Look at this. Those are just so much better coordinated with this palette. It just looks like they thought this through this time. So I'm really excited about these colors. Sometimes I give these away. I'm not going to give this one away because I like them. So I'll be keeping these, and I have not painted my nails for eons because they're just breaking like crazy because of the winter months. I do take biotin. It doesn't seem to matter. If you guys know of a top coat or a bottom coat that I can put on to strengthen my nails, let me know because your girl needs some help. So yeah, Corman Rob is here. You've been here before. Hi, welcome back. Welcome back to our party. So this is a cute little bag. I'm keeping these for to do essentials bags for a women's shelter. I may do a drive on those. Would you guys be interested in participating if I did a drive for Ipsy bags? And just ask people to send me their old Ipsy bags. I know people that are on Ipsy have like tons of bags sitting around, and they won't cost that much. Just put them in a bubble mailer or just an envelope and send them to me. And then we can use them for a women's shelter for our women's group here. Anybody interested in doing that? I won't do it if people aren't interested, but if people are interested, I will do it. The last thing that I got in here, I'm a little scattered here, but you know, that's okay. I'm sometimes a little scattered. The Badass Icon from Uoma Beauty matte lipstick. I have enjoyed this brand, but the Sharon C is the one that I have been familiar with because this is the higher end version of it. It has that fun magnetic, fancy closure. So it's really a very nice packaging. It looks like it might be, it's going to be plastic. It's not. It's, I don't know, ceramic or something almost. Then it has that little badass on there. And it says, a badass does not talk about being a badass. I like that because that's actually quite true. That looks like it's going to be beautiful. I'm going to put that on. It looks like it's a matte formula, kind of like that might be my red. It looks like it's kind of a little bit like the Juvia's Place. Excuse me. I've not been drinking, just coffee. Yeah, that's a really pretty red. And that's going to look beautiful with that palette they sent. So let me show you what I got. I'll put them all together. I will be trying this on with my looks. So I got the palette. I got the lipstick. I got the Clarity. I guess that's the brand, Clarity Daily Dose of Hyaluronic Serum, whatever thing. The LMS Eye Cream. These are the two that they picked for me because they always pick skincare, even though I don't want it. And then I got the Complex Culture. Oh, man, I got an itchy nose. Complex Culture Nail Polish. These I really love. I think these are great. I've been happy with Ipsy lately, with the Ipsy Glam Bag Plus. So I do not subscribe to the Glam Bag, but they did send me an email and said, we'll give you a free one for December. And I said, okay. Now, I hope that doesn't mean that they subscribed me to it. I'm going to have to double check and make sure I didn't get subscribed to it. Of course, I'm not going to use the nail polish tonight because that's just too much like work, but let me throw this other stuff on my face. Actually, let me see what I've got in the other one first before I start putting stuff on my face. So to make sure I'm not because this does feel a little bit emollient. It's more tacky than it is greasy. So that's okay. Okay. So now they said, we'll send this to you. And I said, okay, fine, I'll take it. So I need to just check and see. Again, I got a card. There's no horoscope in here. It just tells me what I got. yeah. So there it is. I throw these away because who needs these cards? Those are going to go in the recycle. Okay, so Grow Gorgeous. This is a detoxifying scalp scrub. This is another one of those things I question. This is becoming popular is to have scalp scrubs. And they're saying that it's going to clear out your pores so that your hair can grow better. I think that's a bunch of nonsense. It's not necessarily a bad thing to clear your scalp, but you don't want to do that very often. And it's the same thing. I do not use cleansers on my face. So we can review this. This is my skin. I don't cleanse my face. The only soap I use is down here because I shave my beard because I have PCOS, so I have a beard. But that's basically all on my chin and below and down my neck. So on my face, I do not use cleansers. I don't use any soap. I don't use anything like that. I only use oil and hot water. That's it. So or cool water sometimes too, but not the perfume, cool water. Sorry, 90s joke. Was that 90s? I think so. Anyway, yeah, so I'm 46 years old. My skin looks like this. There you go. Beauty Garcia is here. Welcome to our party. So I think I will probably hang on to this and try using this on my scalp because I only wash once a week for the most part, although I'm going to wash an extra time this week because I have the wedding coming up and I want to make sure my hair does what it's supposed to do. I also got some of those foam rollers. I got some from TJ Maxx. I went in there with my niece this last week and I'm going to try them for the wedding, but I probably should try them tomorrow because I don't want to be surprised if something doesn't go according to plan, but it's no heat, so it should be okay. Anyway, so I will try this scalp detoxify and scrub. I have another one too that I've not used yet. So Miss Charlie's here. Hi, Miss Charlie. We can start the party now. She's here. This one I took the plastic off because I wanted to see what it's like, but I think I will be giving this away. But I did not swatch it. I just took the plastic off so I could open it up. So this is good evening, Miss Charlie. Good to see you. Oriza Beauty. And I do not know this brand. It's a pretty cheap packaging. Just cheap plastic. Royalty Shimmer Eyeshadow. But I mean, that makes sense because if it's just like sampler, there's no mirror or anything, but it's, such a tiny palette. Who cares? And then it's just this little four pan. It's a cute little palette, but I don't need it for myself. I actually might bring this down to the Dominican Republic when we go and give it to one of my friends there because it is darker. And I think some of my friends down there might really appreciate that. It's hard to get good makeup in the DR, so I'm going to be bringing a few things down there. So I might include this one when I go down there. Okay. Another nail polish. So this is from Law, L-A-W. And it is Beauty Essentials Nail Lacquer. 100% vegan and toxin-free. It's funny when they're like, well, that's toxin-free, really? Okay. When they say it's vegan, because basically vegan just means it's full of chemicals. But it says it's toxin-free, so I don't know what that means. But that is a pretty color, too. Look at that color. Ooh, that is gorgeous for the wintertime. Yeah, they've been doing so much better. Ipsy has done so much better in the last month or two on making sure that their colors really fit this season. Because this is like a perfect December color. So pretty. I will be keeping that one also. At least for now. Again, maybe later I'll pass it on to nieces or who knows. And then the last two things I got from the Glam bag are the Ultra Repair Oil Control Moisturizer. This is from First Aid Beauty. Safe for sensitive skin. This is just a moisturizer. Oil Control Moisturizer. Okay, so this should be good for me because I'm along the oilier side. So this might be a good daytime moisturizer. I use most of the skincare that they send me because why not? And then this is the other brand that I've been really interested in lately. This one and the Uoma. Those two have been fascinating for me this year. So LYS or LIS. This is a Speak Love Glossy Lip Treatment Oil. I'm going to put this on because I can, darn it, because it's my show. It's my show, and I cry if I want to, cry if I want to. 'Cause I want to. Yeah, since I don't really have anything on my lips. I did earlier, but that was earlier. That was then. This is now. Checking to see if I have missed messages. Not mixed messages, but missed messages. This is really coming out all on its own. Okay, it does have a little plug in there that sticks in there, but it's wanted to come out anyhow. This has it's glossy lip treatment oil in Speak Love. Natural oils and soothing hydrators that leave behind a non-sticky glossy finish that's simply irresistible. Simply irresistible. Does anybody else remember that Pepsi commercial? That was a sexy commercial back in the day. That was like very, very scandalous. I don't know why. Why was that scandalous? Was there like scantily clad people? I don't know. It was just everybody liked that one. They either liked it or they criticized it. Directions: use in the AM or PM. Generously apply. I have so many lip products, but that's okay. Cold pressed chia seed oil. I wonder if that is volumizes a look of lips. I'll have to check chia seed oil and see how that is. Anyway, that's on my lips. Do they look moisturized? All right, whatever. So I will hang on to this. I have so many lip oils and stuff like that. Just a whole bunch of them are here, and there's some by my bed, and there's some in the bathroom by my skincare stuff and everything. All right, let's put some skincare stuff on because we can. I'm gonna do this just for fun. Oh, wait, is there plastic? There's plastic. Let me take the seal off first. First things first, Priscilla. And I'll just want to see how this texture is. It's a pretty jelly texture. Whoops, I don't have anything in there. Maybe I should actually pull some out. It's kind of, it feels like about the consistency or the thickness of aloe vera. It's not a watery consistency. It's not, it doesn't feel, I'm sorry, it doesn't smell, so I don't get a scent off of that. Yeah. So that's just hyaluronic acid, I guess. Let me see what the ingredients are. Purified water, hyaluronic acid, phenoxyethanol. I think that's a preservative. And then ethanol is glycerin. Glycerin is glycerin, which helps for moisture. So, all right. Cool. And that probably also thickens it up a little bit. And then LMS. This is the eye cream. Let's throw this on just because I can. Because I don't usually do this when I get all this stuff. Usually I don't try it all on because it sits untouched in my stash until I use something up. But hey, why not? I do actually, I'm pretty generous with eye creams because first of all, I get them every single month from my subscriptions. And also, oops, there's a big chunk of something. Residual something. And also I just like using a lot of eye creams. I put it on super, super gently. So when I apply it, I use the lightest of strokes, just basically gliding over the skin. And I go above and below because, you know, no reason to miss it. I also will sometimes take it down here on my smile lines and sometimes put a little bit on my neck because I figure, why not? It can't hurt. Okay, so I'll add those to my skincare stuff that I do. Like I said, I don't really care about skincare, but when they send it to me, I'll use it. It's not worth sending it back out. I mean, it might be. You guys might say, yeah, I'll take it. But for like giveaways and stuff like that, only once in a great while will I send it out in a giveaway because I'm like, oh, I can use it. Doesn't hurt. It's like less stuff that I have to DIY. I haven't had to DIY any sort of serum or actual moisturizer for a long time. This is the moisturizer, the First Aid Beauty, and it's really, really, really lightweight, which is nice for oily skin. This might be ideal. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take this to Dominican Republic with me in January because it's a nice little thing of it. So that'll be perfect for down there. Cool. So this is what I got from the Glam bag. This is what I got from Glam bag. These 5 things. Pretty decent thing for, is it still $12? I didn't pay that much for it. It was free. Doreen, welcome to our party. So I'm going to keep this bag, put it with the others so we can use that for the women's shelter. And I'll try to do like, let you guys know what's going on once I do that. I'm making connections right now. We have some changes in our establishment at the church and the organizations that I work with. So I'm kind of, I'm holding tight. I'm still doing the stuff I'm doing. We're still going to the retirement housing and working with them and working with the kids and stuff like that. But we don't know exactly what's going to happen. So I'm not adding too much more stuff because I don't know how that's going to be. So, all right, I'll stack all that stuff back there. This stuff will be here. The Lancome, that can go back here. And we're going to zoom you in, which means I grab the stack of books and pull it towards me so you can see up close and personal what's going on. What's going on? I don't know what I was singing. Oh, by the way, this NYX on the rise, we're going to use this mascara because I got that in my Walmart bag and I figure why not use it? I've been trying to like go through my mascaras to really give you guys a better idea. There's a couple that really need to be done now, but I just don't like to throw things away. So I paid for it. Dang it, I'm gonna use it, even if it kills me. Yeah. So I'm trying to see how I can best make sure that I'm giving you guys all of the information that you need to make good choices. But in the meantime, let me pull out my primer. Maybe I want to use these color primers. Now, okay, so let me think real quick about the look I'm going to do, the looks I'm going to do. So I'm using this on one eye. Let me know what kind of look you would like me to do. I'm going to try to use as many of the colors as possible because that's what I try to do just so that I can give you guys an idea. And I'll use this on the other eye. So I have 2 primers. I have a pink primer and a purple primer, which might just make sense to do one pink and one purple side. Because this, how would this look with a pink primer? I think that's too pink. I think this is just too baby pink with this. This is too red. So I'm not going to use this primer. All right, that's been decided. I'm going to use on the red eye, I'm going to use the Milani eye primer that is in my project pan. I'll pop it back over here because I'm not going to use that P.Louise primer for this one, but I will use the skin paint. Is that what they call it? I think they call it a skin paint. I do like how this lip oil just makes my lips look baby smooth. So yeah, but I do want to use this red, I think, with this. Let me see if that red looks like it. I think it'll work. Okay, it's a little bit on the orange side from what I see here, but I think it will probably absorb the color enough that it'll work. Crossing our fingers. All right, so what type of look are we going to do here? I really like the gray. I definitely want to pull out the grays here, and I definitely want to use the reds as well. I put my fingernail in this one. Maybe I should swatch this first because I have not actually swatched this. There is a pressed glitter in here called the Queen of Diamonds, which we may as well try that one too because why not? Joshua Freeborn, welcome. How are you? This is our party where we try on makeup and do fun things like that. There's that glitter. Look how pretty that is. Maybe I want to wear that one for the wedding. Actually, I was going to do blue with my silver jumpsuit, but I have red shoes, and I was thinking this palette might be perfect for silver and red. Just saying. I need to actually get a red purse. I looked and I looked for one and I didn't. That really smooths out nicely. That's that glitter. with nothing underneath. It's a little, my hand is a little damp because I just wiped it off. But so we're just swatching out that top row. Ooh, that's pretty. Look at that red. Those are beautiful. I don't know this brand. I think I've seen them there before. I think they've had other things from this brand, but I don't. I think maybe they've been more neutral, and so I'm not into neutrals. But this whole bottom row is all mattes. So man, I put a couple of nails in here. It looks like. So those are the mattes. Those are pretty. This is almost more of a purple gray. It has like a bluish, purplish undertone. So, oh, that great job, Priscilla. You just went off your arm. There you go. So there's the mattes, and then there's the shimmers and the glitter. The shimmers aren't super, super shimmery, but that's okay. That's actually not a bad thing because you can control it a little bit better. All right, so what I'm going to do, oh my goodness, that is so pretty. I think I'm going to use the gray to kind of give a little bit of shape over here. And then I think I'm going to try to go with this and at the top of it and kind of follow that again. We'll see. Let's see. How graphic do I want to make this? I don't know. There's so many options I can do. Well, do I want to make it super like double wing sort of thing? That could be kind of fun. Maybe I want to do that. Let's try the double wing thing. Double wing thing. All right, I'm going to use this. This is a BzzAgent, whatever that brand is. I feel like this just got pushed down, or maybe, I don't know. I like this one because it's super sharp edge. So that's what we're going to use. And I'm going to start with Venetian Gray. Am I? Yeah, I'm going to start with Venetian Gray at the base, which is the gray, clearly. The gray matte. I don't know why I showed you that as if you're going to see it. Now I like to kind of look and see where my eye is going to come and then pop it right in that where the crease is going to go. And I just kind of draw on so that this will show when my eye is open, but barely show when my eye is open. So it just kind of looks like part of the natural eye shape and whatnot. And then I fling it out. So this is, I'm going to make the shape with this. And like I said, I like using this because it gives me a little more exactitude. I like that word. A good word, huh? Nice word. I'm feeling very nerdy because I'm right in the middle of doctoral writing. So I'm having to write intelligent stuff. And then if you guys, have you guys done like higher education? If you have you ever gone back at your work and reread it and said, I sound smart. How do I sound that smart? I don't feel that smart. Anyone else, or is it just me? I'm going to go ahead and let this gray kind of intensify a little bit down here because I can. Darn it. And then I think I'm going to do the gray as a wing here too. Should I match? I think I will. I think I'll go ahead and close that. Sometimes I don't close this and I make it just a double wing. But I think I can close this up with that one. There. So there's my graphic look. The reason I'm doing graphic is because I've got these paints that I want to play with. So I'm going to make a little bit of a wing here with that gray. This is just basically mapping out the shape. So I have hooded eyes, as you've probably seen. And I have little techniques that I use on my eyes that work. But I don't, even though I'm 46 years old, I don't have a lot of wrinkles comparatively. So, and that's because of my oil regimen, because I don't use regular skincare. So when they tell you you need skincare to anti-age, tell them that they're liars from the pit of hell. as we say in church. Just kidding. Don't tell them that. That's not nice. But yeah, they're just trying to sell you something. Skincare companies that say you need skincare, they're trying to sell you something. So you feel free to ignore them. It's most of what you're getting is placebo and the experience of putting stuff on your face. There's something about rubbing something on your face that actually is very therapeutic for you. So it makes you feel good about yourself. And so applying skincare is as good for you in many ways as a skincare itself. I mean, in many cases, just applying the skincare is the effect. It's not even. I'm getting a little bit of patchiness right here, and I think that's because I don't have primer on the edge. That's annoying, though. I mean, it's just, do you see right here? It's balding right there. That's kind of annoying. So I should have primed all the way out. I did not. All right, I'm going to take my little color switch from AOA Studio. I need to get a new one of these. I've mentioned I'll probably do another haul from them at some point. That hasn't happened yet. I'm going to go into Space, which is more the mauve-y sort of matte. And then, so what I do with this is I basically take the tip of a pencil brush and I focus the tip right on the edge so that it blends it together, but then adds more product above. And then as I get more colors, I don't go all the way to the end because I don't need to do all that. I just kind of add it in the middle. And then I will, I wanted to say blur. I mean blend, but yeah, blur too. I'll blend it all out so that it feels like it's just a gentle, what's the word that I'm looking for? I really don't like how this turned out. So if you're going to use this, you do want to make sure there's a primer underneath, because where I don't have primer is patching a little bit. So, all right, well, I'm going to go back over these parts of it too and just make sure. And then I'm going to go into Mia Mauve, which is not really a mauve at all. It doesn't look like, it's more of a brown. I'm just going to put this at the very top. Looks like this is the lightest color, so I'm just going to let this kind of be the last part of that graduated sort of. Okay, I don't like this. I don't like how it's blending up. You can't really see how patchy it is here, but I see it pretty patchy. I'm going to use this brush that's kind of almost a pencil brush, but it's just more of a kind of a densely packed kind of almost like a stipple brush that you'd use for a face, but it's eye sized. So I'm trying to blend it out with this lightest color. I might take another lighter color from another palette and put it up there. It looks pretty good on the camera from what I can see, other than the glitter that I'm getting up there, because that's what happens when you play with glitter. It goes nuts. All right, now I'm going to go in reverse and I'm going to re-intensify all of these colors. So I'm taking this mauve. Actually, I think this brush that I just used is exactly what I needed to kind of help to blend those together. So I'm going to use the pencil brush to apply it, and then I'm just using this brush to kind of blend it out a little bit. And this brush was just clean for the most part because I got all the other color off of it. So, all right, and then I'm going to go into that red, which is the Vino. And again, these are all mattes that I'm working with right now. So I'm going to try to build up that Vino right on the edge. Does anybody else have this palette, or are you getting this palette? That's the one of the things I like about Ipsy is they do tell you what you're going to get, so you can kind of plan. Because I don't like if you're like, one of the things I don't like about Boxy is you don't know if you should buy things, because you see them in the spoilers and you're like, ooh, I'd like that palette, but then you're like, well, if I don't get it, I want to buy it, but they don't tell you, so you have to just wait till you get the box. Where with Ipsy, they actually tell you what you're going to get. so you can plan ahead and make your add-ons. It does feel like these colors kind of brush away a little bit, but they're building up okay. So there's kind of a fun intensity there. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to add in the Venetian gray, but I'm going to use this angled brush again because I want that edge to be pretty crisp. And I'm going to first add it back to the edge. And once I add it back to the edge, then I'm going to kind of basically just brush it up into those reds. I haven't decided what I'm going to do on the lid, but I've mentioned I'm going to try to use everything as much as possible. All right, so now that I've re-intensified the gray, I'm going to go back to this and I'm just going to basically feather it up and make an upward sweeping motion to kind of, I want to keep the crispness of the bottom line, but then pull it into the red a little bit more. So it feels like it's just going from gray to red. This outside edge is not as crisp as I'd like that to be. I probably could do some work with a what's the word? Q-tip. But I'm not going to do all that. All right. Now there's a pretty light shimmer called Ice Palace, and I might use that at the very top, but I haven't decided that yet. The two shimmers I have, other than that one, are Bay Harbor and Lincoln Red. Let me show you those on my fingers so you can see what I'm looking at. So this one is pretty much a bronzy, and this one is the red. I'm thinking of doing the red on the, I don't know. Maybe I'll just do the red on the bottom lash line. And put this kind of all over the lid with the glitter on top of it. Do you guys have thoughts? What do you think? I'm curious what you guys are thinking. I see you guys hanging out here, and then sometimes you're really quiet like you are tonight. And I know, like, Miss Charlie's always hanging out doing dinner and stuff, so she watches while she's being productive, so she can't necessarily type. But yeah, I'm really curious what you guys are thinking while I'm creating these little crazy looks. I am gonna widen this gray on the outer edge, I think. Just a little bit, so it looks more like a wing. Know what your eye shape is, get to know it. And the trick is basically just avoid the folds. So once you know where your folds are, you can avoid them, and you don't have to worry about having like surprises. Too many surprises. So I think that red can go underneath to kind of echo what's going on at the top in the mattes. Okay, we're going to do that. And then I'm going to need to use this glitter primer. I think I'm going to put the glitter at the top. At the top meaning after I put the paint, because I'm going to try this red paint too, which could be a disaster, but we're going to see. All right, I'm going to go in just to lay down that shimmer. Lay down the shimmer and play that funky music till you die. Okay, so I'm kind of basically just cutting the crease with this tacky base from AOA Studio. $1 tacky base, people. If you don't have it, what the heck is wrong with you? Just kidding. Just kidding. Not kidding. And then I just use a flat pointed. I like this one. This is one I got for free from e.l.f. It's was one of their collabs that didn't sell very well. But it's actually a pretty good one because it's more synthetic, and so it picks up shimmers pretty nicely. So I'm going to go into Bay Harbor, which is that more bronzy. And I'm going to put this as a cut crease, basically. I don't think I'll go right up to the cut because I think I'm going to use that lightest, like highlight shimmer to go there. But I think this is working nicely. And the trick is to get it over here on the edge without messing up that wing too much. I mean, it's okay if I have to redo a little bit of it, but I like to keep it a little bit crisp. I could use a different brush, but then I'd have to get a different brush, and that would just, you know, wouldn't work with my laziness. I'm going to go into this wipe and just wipe this brush and then go into Ice Palace, which is that light cream highlight color shimmer. Put this right on that cut. So this will emphasize the cut crease a bit. And then I just blend it into that bronzy sort of color. Yeah, that looks nice. This tacky base is such a lifesaver for hooded eyes. That's really cute. Because I could not do these looks without it. I tried before and it was embarrassingly bad. And I don't get embarrassed very easily, but I was embarrassed about how bad it was. All right, guys, now I'm going to go ahead and ruin the whole look. Maybe not. We hope not. We hope I'm not going to ruin it. I still have these on the back of it. So this has a wide mouth, so I can reach right in there. Oh, man, that is really bright red, though. Do I really want to do that? That might be a mistake. I do kind of want to do it, though. Let's try it. Let's try it. It's for science, guys. And I don't, I'm not going anywhere. But I look at it and I'm like, but I did such a pretty look. I don't want to mess it up. Okay, I'm going to try this. I actually took this. This is an e.l.f. angled eyeliner brush, and I cut some of the stuff off of it. What are those called? Bristles off of it, because I wanted it to be more precise. So I'm going to try to come down a little bit in the front and then up a little bit right with this wing. Do I want to go on top of the wing? Probably. All right, let's see if I can do this, guys. Can you see what I'm doing? Maybe. I'm dipping right into it. It's bright. Man, this is bright. May your days be merry and bright. And I'm just barely touching at the top of my lashes because I'm so hooded that if I do any more than that, it's going to take over the whole lid. So that's why I cut this off, because I wanted it to be a little bit easier. What I think I can do with this, and what I think is kind of happening, is as I'm going over this gray, it's mixing with the gray. And it's becoming a little closer to the red that's here. Even though this red is an orange-based red, and the red from the palette is a blue-based red. But you know what? We don't care. So this was where I have a line right here. I'm going to try to go with it. I have water-activated liners, and they get so stuck in these creases, so I can only use them in certain places. But this is actually going on really nicely. So that just using this as an eyeliner, I have a skin tag right there that it's trying to get caught on. Okay, that's fun. I'm trying to see how much I should do. Now, I've heard this goes nicely in the waterline. So your girl is going to have to do that. But I also want to pull down a little bit here, but I think I'm going to wait until I do the waterline and do whatever else I'm going to do down there. There's a flat, where is it? A flat eyeliner brush here somewhere from e.l.f. I just saw it. I know it's here. There it is. And I'm going to use this to put it in the waterline and see how well it stays there. Because they make the claim, so your girl's going to try it. So I just pull down a little bit. And just tap it in. Ooh. Suddenly, this look went from nice and almost nighttime sultry party to sexy devil woman. With this in the waterline, that is super intense. Look at that. Woo. But it does go where it needs to go. Okay, I'm going to take this Ice Palace and I'm going to take a teeny tiny little brush. I was just going to use my pinky finger, but I'm going to use a little brush instead. If I can find one. That's not a teeny tiny little brush. Okay, I'm going to use this. This is a sponge tip from e.l.f. No, it's not AOA Studio. I lied. I'm going to go into the Ice Palace, the champagne shimmer, and I'm going to put this all in the inner corner and kind of pull it up around and a little bit on the bottom just to kind of give some brightness there. And then I'm going to take my same angled brush. I'm going to clean it off to make sure there's not any like dried off chunks on that. And we're going to tap back in here. Oop, there's a hair. Don't want to get that in my eye. A fiber from the wipe. So make sure this is saturated all the way around and then cleaned off chunks. And then I'm going to kind of pull in here. I don't usually do these inner corner things because I'm not very good at it and my eyes don't contribute very well. So we'll see. This could be a disaster. It's working, but it could be a little sharper here. And that would probably just take a little bit of cleaning up there with. I also went up too high, but you know, whatever. I kind of wasn't thinking about making it neat. All right, so now it's lined all the way around. Yeah, I don't know. So she said red is a tough one to get away with. This is definitely a look that would take a special occasion. I really like the palette. I like this red. But you know, I'm plain. So it's not that I'm necessarily going to wear this out, but I am going to have fun with it. So I'm going into the Lincoln red, which is the shimmer, and I'm going to put this at the bottom, right underneath all of this here, to kind of help to mute it a little bit more, since this red is so much more muted than the paint. But I did hope that the paint would be something I could blend with the others too, and I think I can do that. So I think it'll be more usable. But this actually, now that I put the red on the bottom, I think it can kind of work. And then what I'm going to do, this is definitely out of my comfort zone, but I mean, comfort zone for me, I don't have comfort zones. I just do whatever I want to do, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I'd do that again, or oh, I wouldn't do that again. I'm going to go into the Venetian gray, and kind of pull this below and see if I can kind of smudge that out a little bit, just to add a little bit more depth to it. That might have been like pointless, I don't know. And then we're going to go in with this pencil brush, just clean that off. Actually, no, I'll use the bigger one that I used for the work at the top. I could be putting this paint down. I don't need to hold it in my hand. I'm going to go into the Maya Mauve, the more brown of the neutrals, and I'll just use that to smudge out the bottom. And again, I'm doing this because I really want to see how each of these colors performs, not because this is a look that I'm going to wear out. These are usually the looks that I do on Wednesday nights are usually a little bit on the crazier side. You see there's a little, it looks like a shadow here. That's just an indentation of my skin. That's just a line. So if I pulled my skin like that, well, something like that, it wouldn't show. So if you're wondering what that dark spot is there, that's just my wrinkled skin. Okay, now we're going to put the glitter on, and I think I'm just going to focus that right on the lid. So go back in with a little bit of the glitter, the tacky primer. Oop. This one, I'm going to have to get some more at some point. Had it for a long time though, so it's all good. I'm going to just put this on the lid and then let it kind of disperse up. And I'm just going to pick it up with my finger like that and pop it all over the top of the lid. The thing I find with this tacky base, you have to make sure you really pack it on and there's no tackiness at all. Because if there's any tackiness, every time I open my hooded eyes, that tackiness will grab onto whatever's above it and start to crease. As long as I have it completely covered, it's no problem. Now, if you don't want to add any more glitter than that, just take a fluffier brush, like this little guy that I used to blend out the top, clean that off. And then I'm going to go into that Bay Harbor, which is that bronzy one that we laid down first. And I'm just tap this all over the top of it to make sure that it's set. So this should make sure any tackiness underneath is set with that same shimmer that we used underneath. And it'll blend it together too. So instead of it looking really super silvery, it brings up more of that bronziness. So that's an over-the-top crazy red look that I think is very cute, but I wouldn't necessarily put these reds together because, like I said, this is an orange red, the liner is, or the paint is, and these are more of a blue-based and subdued red. So, yeah, but my thoughts on the palette, the palette's very nice. You make sure you have a primer down. At least where I didn't have the primer down, it kind of was not that great over here. If I hadn't put that in my waterline, I would have probably put like a darker or just a bright, some sort of a bright in my waterline, and that probably would have been a better look. But I was just playing, like I said, because I have not used these before, so I was just curious how that would work. So, but hey, you know, it's a cute look, and it's a nice palette, and yeah, a good little test run. Let's open up the P.Louise. So what should I do with the P.Louise? Oh, these are so pretty. And they're so, this is what I was talking about. I wanted the extremes here, how it goes from very light to very dark. So it has this to almost like a navy. So pretty. I feel like I kind of want to go from the inside out. But then I'm like, okay, how am I going to use this? But then maybe I'll just cut the crease with this. And then the paint, I have this paint, which is like a deep purple. I feel like I could do some fun stuff with that. Then I have this paint that's more of a pink that I'm not going to use that. Yeah, so I feel like I can cut the crease with this, see how that works, and then put the shimmers on over the top. We're gonna see how it works. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with the Milani base. Where'd I put it? Milani, where are you? I'm gonna put it back in here. I'm blind. I can't see it. There it is. So here's the Milani Primer. Woo! That was way more than I needed. You don't need much primer. Just if you have problems with primer creasing, and you have, so I have oily lids, and this is actually a pretty emollient oily primer, and it still works really well as long as it's fully set. I really do like this eye. Those reds don't quite work together, but I think it's really cute other than that. And that, I'm not precise enough on my graphicness. That's actually an annoyance for me. I really don't like it when graphic looks, as we're aging, and that kind of fills into the lines and stuff. It's just, there's other ways of doing that, getting that same look that I think works so much better. But, you do you. You do you, boo. I'm trying to find a fluffy brush that's not too big. This is a good one, SL Glam. It's got some glitter on it. Let's get rid of that. So we're just going to go from the lightest to the darkest. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Priceless, which is the lightest. That color. We're going to put this all the way on the inside. And I'm not worrying too much about blending, but I just want to make sure I have space for all these colors because I'm going to use every single one of them. We're going to go to Loaded. Not even cleaning off the brush. I'm just using kind of the opposite side of that, or the back side of that. Going right over the top of that color. Not blending it in too much because I'm going to worry about that later. You've probably seen me do this sort of same technique where I just kind of keep tapping them in and not worrying about blending. Blending to me is something that happens as you go. You don't need to worry too much about it. I mean, that's already kind of blending itself. So these colors are doing really nicely together. Now, I'm not sure if I should do the bluer one or I feel like the bluer one is lighter. The more purple one is darker, but I guess we'll go to the blue. We'll see. It might be a weird transition because then it's more blue on the outside too, but we'll see. Am I eyeballing this correctly? Making sure I have enough space to fit them all in? I think so. It's actually kind of nice because it gives more dimension than just looking like a straight light to dark variance. Looks like it's more like creative because it goes it goes cool, warm sort of thing. Well, that's kind of fun. All right, now let's go into the dark. Ambition is the dark one. This is such a beautiful color. So I'm going to go ahead and just wing this out and use this kind of all back here. Now this one, I didn't put primer over here either. Let me see how this compares to the other side. This looks like it's blending out just fine without primer. And I wasn't sure because when I had tested last week, or Sunday, sorry, when I got this, I tested it with the primer and then without the primer, and without the primer it just didn't show up on my hand, but I feel like I got some dust in my eye. All right, now I'm going to go backwards and kind of fill all of that in. So I'm going to CEOOOOOO, basically million. All the O's are zeros on the dollar sign. This is basically a baller palette. It's supposed to be for people that are all about money. I don't get it. Why live your life for money? I don't get it. Like, money and success, that is such a lonely existence. And there's so many people that just think, money and success are it. And I can't understand that. Like, I know you're not happy. I mean, I'm not even questioning that. I know you're not happy if your only existence is money. And it's, even people in my family, and they don't think that they're doing it. They're just like working like crazy, and they say it's for the family, but then they end up losing their family. Which you're like, well, that wasn't really for the family. So be poor, be happy and poor. Not poor, but you don't need a bunch of stuff. My husband is a little bit like that too. And partly that is because he did grow up extremely poor. A little 1-bedroom shack in Haiti. His mom right now, we're trying to get her out. She has a problem with, you don't need to get into all of it, but a problem with her legs, and she is bedridden, and they have no electricity and no running water. And that is a really tough situation. And they don't have, transportation really, except for motorcycles, which are, I mean, she does it when she has to, but she basically can't get out of bed. So we're trying to get an emergency medical visa for her. But the embassy in Haiti is basically closed. So we're trying to figure out what to do. I don't know. It's frustrating. Frustrating that there's such extremes, and then we get here and people are like, I just gotta make a little bit more money. I just gotta just a little bit more money. And we're just like so extreme one way or the other. Either people don't have enough to survive, or they're oh, that's all they've got. That's all they think about is money. So anyway. So okay, I'm gonna cut this crease. I don't really cut creases, so we're gonna see if I can do this. But here we go. Here goes nothing. I'm gonna take this lavender base. These are pretty thick. So this is the color. What color is this? Vivid Violet. And I'm gonna attempt to, but those really blend nicely together. Those are beautiful. There's a little bit on the edge there that probably could be better, but you know what? Don't judge me. Or do judge me, I don't care. I'm going to try to cut this just a little bit above where my fold is, which means that it probably will be mostly hidden. But I find that if I cut it much higher than that, it just looks weird. So, also, when I do this does go on nicely opaque. Just FYI. Because I've got so much crepiness on my eye, it's a little bit hard to make it smooth. But it's not bad if you just tap it on. It's actually working pretty well that way. So, yeah, and it really pretty much covers what it needs to cover. I'm going to put this on with a finger because I think I can get closer to the lash line right here. Tapping it in. Here we go. So there's a purple cut crease on a purple eye. It's not the most, extreme cut crease, but I think if I used the pink, of course, you would show much more. That by itself would be really pretty. But am I going to stop there? Of course I'm not. Stupid question. We're going to go in with Icon and Bankroll right over the top of that. And see how we can make this work. So Icon is the darker purple. Using that same brush, I just wiped it off. Sorry getting messages about responsibilities. Work. It is work. My occupation is weird because I'm in such a weird spot because I'm in ministry, and there's so much that's on me, but I don't have the position necessarily. I'm using my finger because picking it up with the brush was just not doing quite what I wanted it to do. This is a really pretty shimmer, but the thing is there's not enough difference on these for it to, I mean, it just looks like it blends right into the purples. That's okay. I mean, yay, we're learning. This is all trial and error, right? I'm going to clean this off on that wet wipe. That's pretty dry now. This package has been left open a couple of times, so they've kind of dried out a little bit. I'm going to go into the lighter one here. The lighter shimmer, that's what I meant, called Bankroll. It's more of a rosy tone. You can't really tell the difference though, but I can. Try to put that on the inside of that. So to me, there's not a lot of difference whether I cut that crease or not, quite honestly. I didn't need to cut the crease. I could have just put it straight down. Although it does make it more opaque and more purple underneath. I think if I had put these two shimmers on just skin, they would have been different. They would have been more noticeable. As is, because they are put over a purple primer, they really kind of hold that purple, which is fine. Hey, that's why we're doing this, so we can figure it out. Do I want to mess it up and put this on? Probably. So I'm going to go into this, and I think I'm going to use this angled brush, the same one I used to kind of cut this out, but I'm going to clean it on this wipe that's not super wet, but it's a little damp. So just to make sure it's off. And I'm going to go into this, and I'm going to kind of try to make a wing. This stuff is not as thick, I don't think, as the primer. I think this stuff is a little bit more flexible, but that also just might be because the opening there's a bigger opening. So I'm going to tap the sides on my hand just to make sure I don't end up with too much of anything. And I'm going to just do a wing following the shape of the shadow. Do-do-do. And this is a pretty color. It's like just a purple tinged royal. What is the color? Ecstasy is the color. In case you're wondering, these do a nice liner. They're pretty easy to work with. And I'm making it a little thicker than I normally would just because I can. Because I can. Because I want you to see, like, how it can go on. And because it's close to the shadow color, it doesn't look as weird with this little strange fold there. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, let's put a little bit at the bottom just for fun. I'm just going to walk it along the bottom lash line. And tap it a little bit in the outside of the waterline. All right, actually, we're going to go to town and just put it halfway across the waterline. I guess that's not going to town. That's only going halfway to town. But I do like how this works. Try to get out of my lashes a little bit. let me put the cap on here. And then I'm going to take one of these colors from here and kind of smudge that out at the bottom with this pencil brush. What color do I want to use? Probably the CEO. I'm going to smudge that out on the outside. Kind of checking to see how quickly it dries. It dries down fairly quickly, but does give you a little bit of time to work it in. Yeah, okay. Political rebel entrepreneur is with us. I like that combination. I'm all about being a political rebel when it's expedient and when it's well thought out. If you're just a political rebel just for the case of being a political rebel, that's not a point. But most people who are political rebels are not political rebels just for the sake. That was the word I'm looking for, of being a political rebel. Most political rebels are actually pretty well thought out. It's the people who just follow what they tell you to do. Those are the people you got to be careful about. This lip oil is really pretty solid here. I'm going to take a clean-ish corner of this wipe and take some of it off. I don't usually clean my lips completely, especially this time of year, because I don't want them to be without moisture. But I'm going to use this, a badass does not talk about being a badass, Diana, whatever. Lip pencil. I don't know if this one's anywhere close to the right shade. This one is going to be more berry. Let me see if it will work. I do need to get a red. I don't think that's going to work. I need to get a red lip liner, but we're just going to put this on as is because we can and see how that works. It's brighter than I thought it was going to be. I think I'm going to have to wear this for the wedding. My lips are weird because they come out further on the bottom than they do on the top. But they also do other weird things like, just being crooked. Little trick there. If you don't get it straight, just smudge it out at the bottom. I never get it straight, so. Watching people put on lipstick is boring. That color is pretty. It's not too orange. It's not too anything. It's just a really pretty color. That'll match the whole red ensemble that I have for the wedding. Doesn't match with this eye, but it does with this. That's a cute look. That eye with that lip. What do you think? Now, last thing, let's try the NYX On the Rise. Anybody tried this one yet? Oop, there's a seal on here. Dang it, now I gotta try to get that off because I don't have a knife here. All right, there we go. I hate when they put the comparison and they're like, this is without mascara and this is with mascara. Well, we know that it's going to look fuller with mascara. It doesn't matter what mascara it is, it's going to look fuller. It doesn't tell us anything. Compare it with another mascara. How about that? They don't do that. All right, so it's a plasticky wand. It's kind of got a football shape. Well, it's, yeah, kind of-ish, right? It doesn't look like it pulls out much product. It really scrapes it pretty clean. And it's twisted a bit. So, one coat on the bottom, 3 on the top. That's usually what I do. Sometimes I don't put anything on the bottom. Depends. As you get older, that's a fun trick, is just don't put anything on the bottom lash because it opens things up. For a long time, I didn't put anything on the bottom lash line. But now, I just smudged it. So I wiped it off. Usually I don't do that. Mahayan Biden, welcome to our party. We're almost done, but I did do two very, very different looks. One on each eye, just plain. And kind of getting to know these products. Now let me talk about this mascara. Now that I'm putting it on. It really is quite lengthening. This is the first time I'm using it. It also separates pretty well. But it really does define individual. I'm going to do another draw for the second coat. Sometimes I don't do that. Sometimes I just use the same depending. But this doesn't have a lot of product on the brush. So, and I think that's why it's much more precise. But it actually, this is giving a lot of volume. You see that volume? That's a second coat. I'm going to be interested to try this against Lash Princess, which, by the way, probably should be on the way out. But this is actually nice. We'll see if it smudges. I'm going to do, so it's still a little bit damp over here. So basically, I'm not adding any product. I'm just separating stuff with it. So we're going to give it a second, and then I'll add the third. But so far, it's pretty nice. I have pretty long lashes, so they showcase the mascaras pretty well. Okay, still feeling not dry, which is not a bad thing. Now it's getting, if it was going to be clumpy, this would be when it's clumpy, but it's a brand new tube. As you saw, I just opened it. My first use on it. So that might change. It's not clumpy, but it's definitely adding volume now at this point. I like this. If it doesn't smudge, we might have a really good contender for Lash Princess competition. I'm going to do a comparison between this and Lash Princess this week, probably. I like the lips. They don't go with the purple. Unless, actually, that's something I could have done, is I could have actually put the red with the purple. And then they would have gone. If I would have put some red liner, that would have been cute. But I didn't. I could have put the blue liner here and the red liner there. I don't know, but I actually like this. It doesn't yellow my teeth. It makes them look kind of white. Does it? It's a good red. I like it. And I think it'll match my shoes. Everybody match your lipstick to your shoes? I don't usually do that, but hey, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Overall, I'm gonna say thumbs up. I really like this palette. I think the color story is unique and fun, and not like anything else that I have. Yay for that. The performance is nice. This glitter is a pretty finely milled glitter. And it looks really nice. And that's a trick that you can do with the glitter too, is put the glitter on and then add the shimmer over the top, and you can kind of change the way the glitter looks. So this looks more champagne-y now because I added the Bay Harbor over the top of it, where the glitter itself is actually a silver. So if by itself it looked more silvery, but when I added that bronzy Bay Harbor over the top, it turned it a little bit more of a champagne color. This is a gorgeous palette, and the colors go on so nicely. Unfortunately, the look that I did tonight doesn't really showcase it. But you can see like this pale, priceless, just as a beautiful pastel. It doesn't even swatch well. Yeah, it doesn't. It swatches like crap, but it goes on beautifully. I just tap it on, so I don't brush it on. I mean, maybe brush it on. It might work that way too, but I didn't. I just tapped it on, put it in place, and look how nicely pigmented that is. All the way to the end, and everything was pigmented well. There's a little bit of patchiness or skipping at the top there, but that might have just been me too, because it looks like the rest of it did well. The shimmers, I don't know if they're the best thing, but they seem nice. I think the mattes are where this really shines. That seems to be which is great because it's almost all mattes. There's only 2 shimmers in here, so kudos to them making good purple mattes because those are not easy to make. But I think they did really well on that. The lipstick formula is comfortable. It looks like it's gonna last. It's also nice because it's close enough to the inside of my lips. It doesn't give that butthole look. Yeah. So I think it'll probably wear down nicely. Goes on smoothly. It's got a little bit of a satiny sheen to it, so I like that. The P.Louise, I got a little bit of smudging here with that. The bases, I have to play with them more. I think I just need to get to know them a little bit and whatnot. And then for the cut creases, I think that this is better if you contrast it. So using this with something, like this against like a darker blue would probably be really beautiful. And then putting something over the top, I think that would be nice. I just wanted to try them because I know they've gotten so much good press and I wanted to see how they work. So Black Friday was my opportunity to do that. Bunch of skincare I got and nail polish. I'm going to be doing nails. We'll see how that works out. If you have suggestions for top coats or base coats for nails, let me know because I don't know. Other than that, let me know what eye look do you like. We'll forgive the red here in the waterline. That's a little bit, but actually the mascara kind of pulls it together, I think. Am I right? Does the mascara kind of redeem that look a little bit? I think it does. The inside, I would get rid of that, but that bottom actually kind of is neat with the mascara. I'm not hating it with the red. I just would get rid of this whole inner corner of red. The other side, the purple, I really like, and I like this darkness in the waterline, and then open up here. I think is nice. And I didn't do any inner corner highlight there because I just didn't get that far. So, just joined us. Welcome. So we're just wrapping up, and this is what I got. So this is the one from the Shaina. This one that came in Ipsy, and then this side over here is from the P.Louise. That's what we got. Fun times. All right. That's all I got. I have some other goodies coming in the mail. I keep thinking that I'm not going to have anything else, and then I order something else, and so that now I have other things. So we should see something on Sunday, and then have something to do another 2 looks with on Wednesday next week. So I will see you in the next one. Have a good night. I got to get back to studying. Bye.